Hello. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about the first steps you can take after you've installed WordPress. Now, you've installed WordPress, you have your dashboard now, and you have the front of your site here, as you can see. And your first impulse might be to just start adding blog posts and adding an about page and see how it looks. See how you can navigate the entire site and how to change things like the tagline and the site title. And that's fine. But a better thing to do would be to have some sort of plan about what you're going to do. Now, the first thing that you should think about is what type of site do you want to build? Do you want to build a personal site, a blog, a business or brochure site, an e-commerce site, a portfolio or a magazine site? Which of these do you want to test out first? Perhaps a personal blog might be of interest to you if you're just doing this as a hobby, or perhaps a brochure or business site would be something that would uh, call to you if you want to set up your own site for your personal business. Now, let's see some samples of these types of sites. Here, for example, we have a personal blog, and personal blogs, this one's in Blogger, and personal blogs basically just categorize what you have by tags or labels, or you can have them by archives by month. WordPress does this easily for you, and you just post whatever you want to post. You might have an about page, but it might just be the blog post. Now, here's another business site. This one is for a design company, and here they have work, services, industries. These brochure sites, business sites, usually have 3 to 7 pages, nothing big, and they're called brochure sites because they basically have what a brochure would generally have. I don't know if people see brochures at all these days, but I used to love brochures, and basically from the front and the back, you get a snapshot of what the business is about. So that has been translated to the web um, in these few pages. Now, an e-commerce site will have a shop page like this one, and it will give you categories, or will give you, here we have categories and some sale items, and some carousel with information. And basically, it holds or the products that you have that you want to sell. They could be digital products or they could be physical products like they are in this site. A portfolio site, I kind of like them because they're basically beautiful pictures of work people have done. This is this interior design um, professional, and these are his work. I really like these pictures. I love portfolio sites, and you can have them for photographers, designers, architects, web designers. It's it can be for a lot of industries. Now, magazine sites, we have something like this, like Rolling Stone magazine, and you can see you have the latest information and some categories, what's trending, and you can see different categories that you can go and see information on. And these are fun, but for me, they're usually very busy with a lot of information, and that's why I don't really like them that much. but magazines are a must nowadays in the digital world, and it's a fun experience to manage one of these projects. Okay, so we've seen those types of websites. Now, examples of sites that you like. I had put this at the end of the list, but the truth is that you should look around the web and see what types of sites you like. Um, because when we're gonna go ahead and look for a theme, you're gonna want to see something similar to what you already like. Good places to see are marketplaces like Theme Forest. You can go to marketplaces like Theme Forest to see different types of sites. Many of the themes have live demos, and they have different demos for different industries, and you can browse that and you can see what you like and what you don't like. Now, once you have a couple of sites that you like, then you can go ahead and see what theme you're going to use. Are you going to use a free theme or a paid theme? Now, if you're just starting out and you're just experimenting, I'd say stick to the free themes because you're going to see a lot of themes and you're going to like a lot of themes. But when you sit down to configure them, they might not be what you need at the end. So you're going to change a lot of themes. You're going to use a lot of them, and it might take you a while to find one that suits your needs for your site. Now, paid themes are premium themes like the theme I just showed you. Let me see if I can find that again. Paid themes are themes like from Theme Forest. Some are really good. And Fold is a pretty good one. There's a paid theme called Divi that I use. That's really good as well. In Theme Forest, you have to be a little careful. Try to see the reviews. In every marketplace, you should do that. You should see the reviews, see the comments to see, and the support tab to see what problems they face with these themes, and see if they're solving them for the customers in a timely manner. Um, okay, so I wanted to talk about a few terms. Now, I divide themes in normal themes, super themes, child themes, and page builders. Well, page builders is an additional term. But what do I mean by super themes, for example? Now, for example, super themes are themes that bring their own framework, their own sort of page builders, and Fold is one of those because they bring a specific, I think it's called the AVF framework, and you don't use when you install it, you don't use the classic editor or the block editor, you use their framework to build your pages. And these super themes have a lot of demo sites and extras that help you build your site more efficiently. Now, child themes, I'm not talking about the child themes you build in order to, because every time you buy a theme, and if you're going to do a big customization, you you add a child theme so that you can make your customizations in that child theme. What I'm talking about are there are themes like, for example, Divi, that is a theme all in itself. But if you want to make a whole different site with it, you can install a child theme that's already made. Now, there are marketplaces for this, like the Divi marketplace, where you can buy these child themes ready-made and you install them, and they have everything you need, all the pages that you want. and everything. There's also Divi Space that sells child themes for Divi. And that's what I'm talking about when I talk about child themes, which are basically mini sites that are all ready and set for you to install them and just configure a few things, and then you have a site ready. Um, and page builders. Page builders are additional plugins that help you sort of design your site. The most common ones are Elementor, um, Beaver Builder. There's also Oxygen, and there's I've heard more recently Breezy. And while Divi is its own page, has its own page builder that is independent from the Divi theme, that's also considered a page builder. Now, why do you need to know all this? If you're going to choose a super theme or a child theme or page builder, you're going to need to know what tools you're going to need. For example, um, one of the free themes in the WordPress repository, one of the more popular ones is Astra. And Astra is made so that you can use it with page builders. It usually, you should try and use Elementor with it, but I've heard that you can use Beaver Builder with it. There's this Hello theme that's free as well, and this is specifically made by Elementor to be used with Elementor. Um, so these normal free themes, you can use the page builders to sort of lay out your page however you want it, add graphical designs into it, and arrange your page the best way you want. So you might need to use a page builder if you want. I suggest that you get comfortable with the block editor first, because that's what's coming in WordPress, and there's something called full site editing that will come also. They're preparing to have that on WordPress, that you can use the block editor for that. So you should know how to use at least the basic blocks on the block editor for your page, and then start testing out page builders. Elementor has a free version, and Beaver Builder has a free version, but it's really limited. So you should think about, maybe if you will use a page builder, um, perhaps look at some videos on YouTube and see if how these tools help you with the design process. And another thing that you should think about is, do you have content and images ready? I mean, if you want to set up a blog, do you even have your first idea of what you're going to write about? Do you know what place you're going to get some images, some free images? You need to know a little bit about those things. I mean, sometimes if it's a super theme like Enfold, you can um, import a demo site, and you'll have text, a little text, and the images, and you'll have everything set up for you, and you can just adapt that to what you have. But sometimes you're going to want to use your own content and images, and you're going to want to have that information ready, especially if you eventually um, want to create sites for clients. you could you need to have the content and images ready for the client. Usually that's one of the things that takes the longest time to get from the customer. So it's a good thing to have when you're planning your site. So these are the main points that I think you should think about, apart from the design. Um, Check out the free themes on the WordPress.org repository. You'll see a lot of interesting things and wonderful themes. Here, this one, the storefront, is for e-commerce sites, specifically for e-commerce and for WooCommerce. And test them out, because, like I said, sometimes configuring them will be easy and sometimes it'll be very hard. Um, some of the authors on Theme Forest have really good documentation for their themes. The theme that I'm using on my site is a wonderful theme, and if you follow the directions in 30 minutes, you have everything set up. But it's not always as easy as that. I wish it was always as easy as that, but it's not. So these are things you need to keep in mind when you're first starting out with WordPress. So go ahead, choose a theme, choose a type of site, and start tinkering away with your WordPress site.